Hello Taurus, welcome to my YouTube channel. Kia ora koutou katoa. So once again, every week and every time I'm going to say this, thank you for joining my joining me on my YouTube channel and on my Facebook page if you've come across me on my Facebook page. So this week I'm running a little bit late, as you can tell. I haven't got the videos up on Monday, so it's Tuesday that I'm recording this, and I do apologize for that. And yeah, I'm not even going to give an excuse. So there may be something like that. It's because things didn't pan out right. So for me, and sometimes, yeah, shit happens. And some of you might be thinking, well, that's not a very good attitude. But I feel like there is that too. But, it's kind of like, sometimes I feel like we get hung up on too much on doing things on time all the time. And that's what's created a lot of this frustration in the world today, with people being caught out and not realize and thinking that they have to apologize for every single little thing. And everything has to be on time all the time, every time. And there's no room for movement and blah, blah, blah. So I feel like some of you may be going through a funny little thing when you're beating yourself up to a fucking pulp. And, because things aren't in order of how you think they should be in order, okay? And because you're running at everybody else's clock instead of your own. And sometimes we need to take a break. And you may have, like last week I was a little bit, not quite well. I was a bit unwell. Not quite well, I was a little bit unwell, and with what I was processing, and things were slowed down, and that's okay. I mean, for me that's okay. And I must say that in the past, the distant past, the longest past, that used to be a bugbear of mine, is like, doing this and this and this on time. And then I went to a space where I went a little bit too far that way, but now it's, and over the last few years, it's been more, there's more of a balance, but it's more, that balance more came with the way that I'm thinking and being and doing things, okay? So there may be something that, why they're bringing that up is for you to have a little wee think about your standards for you, and how are they, what part of it is, how much of that is, naturally you, and how much of that is, society you, that you've been influenced by. There's a lot of things. The key word for, I think, this week for all the signs in some ways is influence, but in slightly different ways. With a similar sort of theme, but yeah, for different subjects for most. So Taurus. So anyway, back to my spiel again. They kind of like to have a little bit of a rant and a rave in the beginning. So, and that's cool. To get things going. So it's kind of like, this is about, yes, okay, there are things that kind of need to be done, and in an orderly fashion, and in a timely fashion, but it's like, don't get so hung up about it that you stress the buggery out of yourself, basically, okay? So it's being kind to yourself, and every now and then stuff happens, and sometimes when we don't feel like doing it, we're going to make a hackery of it anyway. Or when things are seeming like they're going to be rushed because you've got something else to do that actually is a little bit more important than something else. Sometimes it's like it's about prioritizing your health and your sanity for something else, and prioritizing, and so you don't get to a place where you're stressing yourself out. So and for something else, it's called sanity. Okay, that's where I'm going to go with that. So anyway, so today I'm going to be using my tarot cards as usual, and just going to do cover. I said thinking for the 4 weeks, which is what we are, 5 days of the four. Actually, I've got 4 days of the week, and it was actually meant to be for the Oh, that's all right. There's something that's kind of like switched around for me with the Gemini reading that I've just on saying that. So they've given me like 4 sets of cards, And okay, there's 2 that they're sending out, and yeah, because I've done the monthlies last week, but there's something else that's come up, and it's like, okay, 4 that's come in reverse as well. Okay, yeah, awesome. So I'm feeling like something about getting things in order, and I'm also feeling, and they're going, make me like that stillness, finding that stillness and having a wee think about things before you take action. Because I'm just looking around, they make me stop there and like look around, feel around, sense around. Okay, so to pull my energy back into balance, okay, and that sense is not to take some time to balance, okay, and get your bearings before you make your move, or go this way or go that way. And is that in us, is it necessary that I need to do that first and that first? So there may be a little bit of a hiccup in the way things are happening, how you prioritize things, okay? So, and it's just like, where the heck did that come from? But I feel like there's the universe is pushing you outside of your comfort zone to go into a natural part of you, as far as you know, the way that you organize and prioritize in that sense, and not get too overly wrought and caught up in unhealthy expectations, okay? There we go. So this reading is, I just want to go back and remind everybody that these readings and the messages that come through are general. So they may or may not resonate with you. If they do, wonderful. If they don't, just put it aside. It may be something that's more unfolding for you. And for some of you, it may not, and that's okay too. So check out, that check out one of your other signs that you may that you are connected to. So what I mean by that is, this is for Taurus, whether you're watching if you're watching for your sun, moon, rising, or Venus sign. And so if you don't know what your other signs are, then check out the link in the description box below, and that will take you to a website that has a calculator, a free calculator that will work that out for you, and can check it out and see what unfolds for you from there. That might make more sense, or help bring this one together for you, okay? The other thing is, if you'd like to book a reading with me for a personal reading, but more specific to you, then once again, my details are in the description box below. Okay, so, and I'm also going to be using the Sacred Earth Oracle deck as well. Okay, so the first 3 cards actually that come up, because and why I kind of like balked at the beginning and stopped is because I've just done another reading, and Spirit gave me like 4 cards, and it was like, initially in my roll of things there is like the 4 weeks of this month, but actually, and I've just realized I'm doing the weekly one, so there are some things like this whole theme is like for this week, okay? But you may find that actually this might roll out through the month as well. So because they've given me 4, okay, so that may be like, and it's not necessarily that it's going to roll out in this order, okay, through this week or this month, okay, but it could be depending on where you are with your in your life, how this will work out for you. Okay, cool. Just felt like I wanted to and needed to explain that to you. So these 3 cards come out first. The Knight of Cups, which is the lover, okay? And then we have the Lover's card, love and choice, okay, there. And then we have the 4 of Pentacles, holding on to money too tightly. So there could be something with you, some of you, that there is something to do with a new love, okay? Or somebody comes into your life that has that offers love, new love, but it could also be, because we have the Lovers that's in the middle there, so there could be like some sort of love triangle as well, a situation where there are 3 people involved in this relationship. So some of you may be in the middle of a separation, divorce, where there is a 3rd party involved, and there may be some sort of conflict or something going on in there where you know, with this new lover coming in, that maybe, I feel like for some of you, that are separated, you may be finding that in your this relation, that you may want to go back to an old relationship. And some of you, like I say, are maybe moving out of that. But for some of you, there's a new love that comes in within this triangle, or within this pyramid. I want to say triangle more so, but it also has to do with around, because I'm seeing like here, even though this is the Pentacles, some of it will be, for some of you, is around money, holding on too tightly to money. But I feel like a lot of it is holding on too tightly to the relationships, and the way that in which you see relationships should be or could be. And so it's kind of, because when we hold on too tightly, like to money, for instance, there is that, what is that emotional relationship that we have with money, or that loss of money, or that loss, with that, and why are you holding on too tightly to it? So, okay, and there's a similar thing to, like the relationships, is figuring out why are you holding on too tightly. So some of you is maybe holding on too tightly into what your relationship is with, this relationship, and not letting go of some things to open up the door so more abundance can come in. Okay, so some of you, you may be seeing something new that's coming into the relationship, and it may be that, and there may be actually somebody new coming into your relationship, and you may be wondering how that's going to, and not making a move because it's going to make, or not wanting to make a move because it could, mean, there's something about, the financial side of things as well. But I feel like there's an emotional connection to this holding on too tightly with this Pentacles that's come up here for you. Okay, for a lot of you in that sense is. Yeah, okay, within the relationship or relationships, and the whole idea around it. As well as for some of you, there will be that and the financial side of things, and making sure that things but I've just, are going to make ends are going to make me, but it's not relying on that and not thinking about that, because when we hold on too tightly to anything, we close things in, and we're not letting it breathe so we can grow, or let new possibilities, come to us, or open ourselves up to new possibilities of how that can be better, more, and then what we think we know, or feel we know, is going to come up for us. Okay, because then we have, you must move through it, because then there's the three of wands. Okay, and there's something like there's a completion of a first phase with the three of wands. So there's something where you open up and you allow yourself to open the door, basically, or open the gate. You must seize, some of you go through that process, and some of you, I feel like, will open that up, so you take that first step, basically, or take that step out to open the doors of possibility up to you. Because in the background there are 3 ships, but there are also 3 pyramids as well, which is really quite interesting, because we have the Lovers with 3 in there. So it's in the distance, but there is abundance there, and it's looking out into your future, because it's like you can see the future. If we hold on too tightly to stuff, you can't see the future. It's hard to see a future. So with whatever is going on with you, for some of you, I feel like, because the Knight has come in, the Knight of Cups, it's obviously got to do with feelings, emotions with him, but with the Lover, and how you feel about things. But it's also, about relationships with not only others, but with yourself as well. Okay. And how, because of joining to, really like making sure that where your intuition, because some of you are feeling like, oh yeah, I'm following my intuition, but some of you, I feel like there may be too much emotion, or finding that balance within, is this my intuition, or am I doing something, or am I thinking, feeling, doing, is it on, or is it an impulsive thing, and weighing it up, and there's the balance with the emotion in there with it. Okay, cool. Anyway, so then you're taking that next step. But then we have the Page of Cups, which, you know, in new emotional beginnings with the Page of Cups is the theme around here. So it's in reverse. So there may be something that you know, you're still not quite clear, which is kind of understandable. But, you know, but you've taken that first step out, and it's going to bring in, you know, maybe something has come up where you're doubting yourself, okay, with taking those new steps. So I'm going to turn that around for you. So in the, like, taking a look at the reflection in the water, with those emotions and those feelings, do they marry up to where it is that you're wanting to go? Because I do feel like there's something new, and there's something about, you know, looking at from whence you've come from to where you want to go, from where you've been to where you are, and how far that you've come, and is it, you know, to weighing it up and looking backwards and asking yourself the questions, you know, the question about where you are, and do I want to go backwards or forwards, or is it going backwards or forwards if I go and, you know, back or forward? You know, it's kind of like it's weighing up that sort of sense. So it's like this is where you're going to be looking at, you know, tapping into your feelings and emotions, but also your intuition as well, and, you know, but also your creative side as well, as to where it is that you're wanting to go. It's bringing all of you together to help you to move through this part of things. So you're moving in a direction where it is weighing that up and going there is you know, for you know, moving towards something, or moving with something that is for your highest and greatest good, for one, but also when you're thinking about one and all, because what you do may affect your children and all that sort of thing, but they're not making that comes into consideration, but it's like they're going back to one, because it's like this is about self-empowerment as well. Cool. And because there's a new beginning in the with the Page of Swords, again with mental activity as well, so it's the bringing through him as well. So there's a new beginning in that, and the thoughts and your words and actions, how you communicate, and making decisions, and asserting your power and your energy into that. So there's something, it's like you're cutting away all that negative thoughts, those thoughts. And so that's where it's kind of going, where we were going, and, you know, what they were bringing through for me to bring through to you. It's like, you know, weighing things up with that sort of, you know, what it is, where you're wanting to go, and changing the thought patterns and that have come up before, that has stopped you from moving through. Because, you know, the cup, that's what the Swords is about our thoughts, and being in control of our thoughts, and being mindful about our thoughts. Do they serve us, you know, and asking the question, is that, if I go this way, if I make this decision, blah blah blah, is it going to make me, is it going to hurt me, or am I going to hurt myself even more if I have to find out this, or or make this decision? And it's bringing about, what they're trying to say is bringing about balance between the mind and the thoughts. And it's like in the feelings, in the emotions. So I'm kind of getting like tongue-tied there with getting that out, and like letting spirit to come through. But I feel like I'm connecting with you. That's like my mind and my thoughts are like getting all like mixed up, mungled up. So it's like taking a step back, basically. But then we have unity. So and with the world, you know, it's like you're connecting, and I feel like you'll realize something. There's something about connecting. There's some sort of unity where you realize that actually, when you connect with yourself, and you're bringing it all together, and you're seeing the world as a different place through different ways of thinking and being. So I feel like I want you to, you know, encourage you to do meditation, because then we have revolution. So there's something about revolution in there as well. So there's a part of you, you know, that's is moving, basically. And there's a new it's kind of like Where does it go? You find a different way of being. A new sense of order, basically. It's like you overthrow those parts. There's a new revolution in you and what you used to think and be and do and how you used to do it. That's where they're going for you. It's like you overthrow that, and it was something helps you, something, you know, along the way there helps you to overthrow those old ways of thinking, being, doing things. So I'm just going to move that there because I've got a couple more cards. And then space. It's kind of like, I feel like space really is about finding that space, your own space, and something for you, and honoring you so you can go and do the things that you need to do. That space could be partially meditation. That space could be that you go and do something for yourself, like have a meditation, but a massage and that sort of thing. But they're also drawing me to time. So time is of the essence, and it's like, and it's not like, it's timing as well, which goes back to that time is of the essence, and not time is on your side, but it's like, but don't waste time as well. So it's making good use of the time that you have here, right now, today, tomorrow, the next day, while you're alive here on this earth. Wow, that's pretty deep. But it's pretty like expansive as well. But it's like the bigger picture is what they're trying to talk about, which is this comes back to this world, back to that. Bringing peace and unity to one and all. Especially within your family unit. I'm feeling like your family that you've created, their siblings, and, you know, then it comes in the wider family, you know, all that expansive stuff. Cool. Anyway, that's it for this week. It's kind of there's a lot there. I kind of feel like I've gone all over the place with that, but I hope you understand that for you. And like I say, not all of you are going to get every bit how this is unfolded, but once again, just take what resonates with you and leave the rest. And if it does, you know, evolve, or it might click in a little bit later. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to leave it now for you, Taurus. God bless you. God protect you. My guides and I leave you with lots of love, peace, harmony, and joy, excitement, and adventure. And we'll see you next Monday. So, yeah, next Monday. Bye for now.